We've got more news regarding Xbox finally coming to virtual reality, with them announcing earlier this year that Game Pass will make its first debut on the Meta Quest 2 headset. And they now also announced that at the moment it will only include Xbox Cloud Gaming. This will give the user access to hundreds of games and experience them by using their Quest 2 headset. And this can be done by connecting your Xbox controller to your Quest 2. But it is very important to keep in mind that at the moment it will only be capable of playing flat screen 2D games inside VR. And although it will be awesome to play Halo Infinite on your Quest 2, it doesn't mean that it will also have a VR mode. And instead, you will be looking inside virtual reality at a flat 2D screen.
Emotional, damn it!
But that doesn't mean it won't be possible, because this is a big deal between both Microsoft and Meta to let Xbox dip its first toes inside virtual reality. And although we know this is coming out later this year, there is a high possibility that Microsoft will take this to the next level, especially right now with the big competition from PlayStation. And even so, I think it will be absolutely amazing to play all these top games on your Quest 2 headset. But it also seems that Meta is working on a very similar project, because we now got screenshots that suggest a subscription service similar to that of Game Pass and is codenamed Project Apollo. Now, this Quest Pass subscription would allow users to get up to 2 apps or games per month, with you being able to play them until your subscription ended, which is very similar to things like PlayStation Plus. But this also directly brings some big concerns, because until now, you didn't need any special service to be able to play online games on your Quest 2. And although the idea of a Quest Pass sounds nice, I truly hope that it won't be necessary to get one to be able to keep playing online. But luckily, so far, there doesn't seem to be any hints towards that direction. And instead, it looks like Quest Pass will mostly focus on monthly games as the main offering of their service. But we got even more Quest 2 updates, because Meta now added hand tracking teleportation systems inside their Unity framework. These also include direct object grabbing, distance grabbing, and interactable user interface elements like gesture detections and much more. And the great thing about this is that this means that developers won't have to completely make this from the ground up. And where before teleportation movements were only available to button presses with a controller, this update will let you do it with only hand tracking. And you can try out all of these new features in Meta's own demo on App Lab called First Hand. But it does seem that Meta was canceling some other big plans, with reports now saying that they cancelled their VR headset that was supposed to launch in 2024. And just like we saw with the original Quest, the follow-up, known as the Quest 2, came only a year after the original launched, which also made a lot of VR users mad. So Meta changed up their game plan, with them now launching a main Quest headset every 3 years. And this is also why most likely these reports suggest that the headset of 2024 completely got scrapped. But that doesn't mean we won't see any major product releases next year, because although on the VR side, we will have both the Quest 2 and 3, as well as the higher-end Quest Pro, it is the augmented reality side that is still waiting for a big upgrade, with their first product being the Ray-Ban Stories, which should be getting an all-new version sooner than later. But talking about AR glasses, is that Xiaomi also revealed their own prototype powered by the same chipset of that of the Quest Pro. Now, this tech giant showed off this headset at the Mobile World Congress, and it sure has some amazing big features. First of all, it is capable of wirelessly connecting to the user's smartphone, making what the company calls the first wireless AR glasses to utilize distributed computing. And while not many details are known yet, we do know that it is packing 2 micro OLED displays, with them saying it is boosting retina levels of resolution. And although not much has been said about the field of view, it does now seem that a lot more companies are trying to get into the AR space. And that gets us to the VR game news. Echo VR fans flew an actual plane past Zuckerberg to try and keep the game alive.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Now, the group who made this insane feat happen called themselves Fight for Echo, and they put an ad above Meta's headquarters for the forthcoming closure for the free-to-play game known as Echo VR. Even with all their big efforts, Andrew Busworth confirmed he saw the message, but he still stood by the decision to close the game service. But in other game news is the amazing Synapse, which is an upcoming telekinetic shooter on PlayStation VR 2. Now, you might have already seen some gameplay footage of this gorgeous looking game, which is made by the studio video end reams behind fracked and phantom covered ops. And until now, looks like it is an exclusive to the PlayStation VR 2, even including the special features like the haptic feedback in the headset as well as the eye tracking capabilities, which should improve the immersion inside the game. And in it, you will be able to launch, levitate, and smash your enemies through destructible environments. Although there is no official launch day yet, it is announced to arrive later this year. And for those who are using big screen, your avatars will now soon have arms, hands, and also eye tracking in the near future. This is a big update coming later this year, and the difference between the avatars is almost night and day. Now, Big Screen is a social VR app which is designed around co-watching video content. And despite these big updates, Big Screen still claims that these new avatars will significantly better optimize than the old ones, so that more of them can actually be rendered in the same space without causing problems for your performance, making them especially useful for headsets like the Quest 2. But we had some other major Quest 2 news, so make sure you don't miss it by checking out the videos you see on screen right now. And of course, stay awesome.